Dyson, obviously the season doesn't end how you guys want it to, but what do you feel like you take away from this experience for the group as a whole?
Yeah, it's a lot of learning experiences for us this year. Um, we got a young group of guys that can really, especially these last two playing games, learn from it. Get that experience of what level you need to play at to, win these games and get in the playoffs. And yeah, it didn't end how we wanted it to. Obviously, gave ourselves a good chance, get an 8 seed and two chances to get in the playoffs, and just weren't the better team on the night. So a few things that we could have cleaned up yesterday. I thought our intention and effort was really good, but um, when it comes down to the fine things of maybe the details of like closing out, the details of um, rebounding, playing our game, pushing the pace. Um, I think we are. We just fell short, and credit to Miami, they played really well. They made big shots down the stretch, and um, yeah, it sucks because you play a whole 82 games to make the playoffs and give yourself a shot at that, and it comes short. But you know, uh, we'll reflect these next few days on the season as a whole and what we did well, what we could do better. Um, but then yeah, from there it's about going into the summer, getting better, working on your game, building team chemistry, however that may be. Catching up with guys and stuff like that. But I'm excited for this team. I think we have a really good, core group of guys and guys that play well together. And I think the more experience we get, playing together, we can become a good team.
Everybody kind of talks about your defense, of course, but like where do you think you progressed the most from the start of the season on offense, and maybe did some things maybe some people didn't expect?
Yeah, I think on the offensive end, I showed what I could do and showed glimpses of what I can be. I think, and obviously made a huge jump from my second year in New Orleans, coming here, just getting a bigger role, better opportunity, playing alongside a guy like Trey, who's really good at finding me and makes my job a lot easier as well. And I know it's just a small step in the direction I want to go. I know there's so much more development in me and so much more I can do and be better at that. I'm excited for where I can get to, and it starts with this summer of work. Working on my game, building my bag a little bit. To become a better scorer. Working on my handle, working on my finishing. Maybe like adding in like a pull up, mid range, step back, whatever it may be. I'm excited to see where I can get to, and I know that I'm gonna put in the work and really get the best out of myself.
You mentioned the core, and that includes, of course, you, Zach, Jalen, Onyeka. Just what are you looking forward to, kind of taking that group to the next level? Of course, Trey, taking that group to the next level to, get a little bit further than you guys ended up this year.
Yeah, like I said, that core group of guys. There's a lot of young talent in there, and um, obviously when Jalen went down, it hurt us a lot this year, and excited to start the season off healthy and hopefully keep all our guys healthy for a full season to see where we're really at in this league. And I think when we were healthy, we were a good team. We were playing well, and then Jalen went down. We kind of guys had to step up. Roles changed a little bit, but that's the NBA. It's rare that you're ever going to get a fully healthy season. Every NBA team deals with issues, injury issues. So, but like I said, this group of guys is really good. The chemistry is good. And I think if guys like each other and want to play with each other, that's where it starts, and you can build up from there. And like I said, I think we have a bright future ahead. Um, and obviously the guys that came in this year from the trades as well, they really made an impact. So whatever our team looks like at the start of the next season, I'm excited to hopefully be a part of this group again and go to battle with these guys, because I know this is going to be motivating for guys coming into next year.
Just for full, I guess, transparency, a lot of us have been covering this team for quite some time. Me personally, I'm not sure that I can really say that I've seen someone with the infectious defense and how it has kind of rubbed off on the guys as much as I have, probably since maybe Dikembe was. Was that kind of like your mentality coming in terms of obviously not just bring good defense, but just being able for other guys to kind of pick up off of how you approach the game on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few people, kind of tell me that this year that my defense has been infectious, which is it's cool to hear. And I've always been a defender, my junior career and growing up. That to have it rubbing off on people and guys bringing it every night on that end of the floor. Whether it be switching, just diving on balls, me being able to talk to my teammates in positions to be to help each other. And I think we took a small step in the right direction this year on that end of the floor. And like I said, the more time you can play with each other, on offense and defense, you're going to become a better team. And I think as the season went on, we started to really know what guys' tendencies are on defense and have each other's back. There's still a long way to go on that end of the floor, but it starts with the aggression and assertiveness in being able to pick up full court, be aggressive at the point of attack, on ball screens, climbing into guys. And I really think a lot of guys made a jump this year on the defensive end of the floor. And like I said, that's something I'm always going to bring. It's something I'm always going to do is bring my game on defense, because it's what really my backbone is and what's kept me in this league. So for it to rub off on guys and guys, everyone works in the offensive game. I think it's important for guys to work on their footwork, their lateral movement, getting in the gym, getting stronger, so we can if it's a mismatch, being able to hold plays up and stuff like that. There's so many aspects to defense that you have to be good at to be a good defensive team, and I think we're headed in the right direction.
What did you learn about the grind of an 82-game season, going through it as a starter for the first time in your career?
Yeah, it was a lot tougher than my first 2 years, that's for sure. Playing a lot more minutes. I was injured a lot my first 2 years as well. Had a lot of ankle injuries, so it's a grind, but it's fun. That's what we live for. It's what I enjoy. Coming in every day, working. Going out there on the floor, playing like 33 minutes average this year. So it's a grind, but it's a lot of fun. Going to battle with these guys, and for me, one thing I pride myself on is being on the floor every night. Trying to play, where I got little, banged up, a little sore knee or something, like, it's not going to be the end of the world. Trying to play through it, to be out there fighting for my guys every night. So I think I played 76 regular season games this year, so I'm happy with that. And I know we had a few big injuries, but I know guys that had sore fingers, sore knees, that they're trying to get out there for their teammates, and that's important. You want everyone on the floor every night.
Dyson, you mentioned your improvements this season. Just wondering how integral has this coaching staff been in your confidence and just having you out there?
Coaching staff's been huge. From day one coming in, sitting in Quinn's office talking to him, he wanted me to, really take a step this year, and he's seen what I could do. He's seen the potential in me, and I think installing confidence in me was what I needed. And coming from my first 2 years, I didn't have that confidence. I wasn't confident in my ability. I knew what I could do, but I just, I kind of took a step back and let the stars in that team go be the stars, and kind of fell into my role there. And coming here, the coaching staff's been huge. Whether it be just telling me be aggressive, shoot the ball, play my game. I think one thing they've really done that's helped me is just let me be free, free-minded. When people put too much pressure on you or tell you to do this, and this, not to do this, that's when you kind of get in your own head a little bit. And something I have to be better at is kind of just blocking out noise and going out there and playing free, open-minded. And I think I took a step in the right direction there this year, and I'm looking forward to future years to come, because I know that there's so much more that I can do and be better at, that it's going to be fun in years to come.
All season, Quinn talked about how success isn't linear for this group. How would you describe success Did you describe it any way differently? Or
In linear?
success is in linear.
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 Like on a line.
Oh,
straight
okay.
line.
Yeah, I mean, a season's going to consist of ups and downs, and you don't want to get too high at any point. You don't want to get too low. I think we went on like an 8-game losing streak this year, and for us to really bounce back from that, we had some good winning streaks as well. So it is about staying even kill, linear, or whatever it is, and being able to come in every day with the same mentality. Whether you're winning games, losing games, you got to get your work in individually. You got to get your work in as a team, and then that's what great teams do. They're gonna slowly progress. Over years, and a championship doesn't come in 1 or 2 years. It builds up over time, and obviously that's the end goal for everyone. But I think we took a step in the right direction this year, and it's hard to say that without making the playoffs. But I know that as a team, as this core group of guys, I can see the trajectory going the right way. And I think if we can keep this core group of guys together for a while, it's going to be good for Atlanta basketball.
Speaking of that confidence that you were talking about, Larry was telling us how proud he is of you that you kind of found it and were able to kind of implement it in your regular rotation minutes this season. How proud of yourself are you for being able to find that?
Yeah, I mean, Larry, I've been with Larry every year of my career, and he's been my vet. The guy that's always talking to me. In New Orleans, I felt like he was one of the guys that really seen my potential and what I could do, and coming here, he's being so high on me and want me to be aggressive and make plays and go out there and do what I do. And confidence is everything. If you're not confident in yourself, you're not going to be a good player. It's as simple as that. You got to believe in yourself. Whether you're a 10-day contract, two-way guy, like you have to come in with that mentality of no matter who's in front of you, you're going to go out there and kill them. And for me, that's the one thing I've really flipped the switch on this year is that it doesn't matter who I'm playing on the night, it doesn't matter who we're playing. I'm a come in and be myself, play my game, and I feel like I can compete with anyone in this league on both ends of the floor. And like I said, I still got a ways to go on what my ceiling is, and I'm excited to get a good summer of work in it and come back and be an even better version of myself next year.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dyson.
Appreciate
Have a good
it.
summer.
Yes, you guys have a good summer.